But let's not move away from the biggest story of the day today, which the whole world is talking about. The largest elections in the world announced. In 2014, it's getting bigger. Let me put a brief synopsis and Navika can take us through the synopsis. We have 9 phases. When does it start and how does it continue? Navika, take us through the phases. We'll put the graphics out.
The election.
Diverted the whole attention of, is there a conspiracy theory here that today, when the biggest election in the world has been announced, that this incident has happened?
Well, certainly I do not believe anything happens without planning and warning, and everybody is sort of milking the present situation for their own political advantage. The question is that both sides should not be allowed to. If the Chief Election Commissioner is watching this tonight, he should immediately intervene instead of pretending that he cannot. Navika, tell us about the phases of the election.
In fact, the Chief Election Commissioner spoke to me some time ago and said exactly that. They're seeking reports of all these incidents because that's not the beginning they want to these elections. This morning he announced, he didn't call it phases of polls, but 9 days of polling that he said. The first day of polling is 7th of April. It goes on the 9th, on the 10th, 12th of April, and the last day of polling is on the 12th of May. Counting will be done on the 16th of May. So we will have a new government, hopefully a majority government on the 16th of May, and we'll know who the Prime Minister will be, unless, of course, we have a fractured mandate. And once again, we have a situation where a cobbling up of parties really begins. 16th of May is the day when India should have the biggest democratic elections. In an election where 10 crore new voters have been added on, a new government will be chosen on the 16th of May.
Okay, joining in on the debate, Mehboob Beg of the NC, Naresh Gujral of the Akali Dal. We have Mr. Kesavan of the Congress Party, and of course Piyush Goyal stays with us. Let's go to you, Naresh Gujral. Election dates announced in terms of leadership. 30 days to tango for the elections, and then 40 days of the elections. As far as leadership is concerned, how do you think both sides are poised? Is your side weak? Would you begin by assuming that your side, without a leader of the UPA, but the leader of the Congress being Rahul Gandhi, is weak?
Well, we are very lucky that we have no contest at all. The leadership of the UPA is a laughing stock today in the country. So in that sense, we have a huge advantage when it comes to leadership. And the second point is that Congress will try very hard and the UPA will try very hard to make this into a secular versus communal divide. But the real issue today is the economy, its growth, its control of the rising prices, and its control over crony capitalism as well as corruption.
Well, Mr. Naresh Gujral, thanks for your opening remarks. Mr. Kesavan already raised his hand there. Yes, Mr. Kesavan.
The Election Commissioner announced, the detailed schedule. Arnab, he very specifically said there are 10 crore new voters, and he said most of them would be young. Then there was a purported debate saying that because all of them are young, will they gravitate towards Rahul Gandhi ji? And because of the age factor, will it affect Narendra Modi? I don't think the age factor will affect Narendra Modi ji, but I think the problem is not his age, but the age of his ideas, and the age of the ideas of the RSS, and the age of the ideas of the BSP, which are trying to take us back to the dark ages. The elderly gentleman talked about secularism, and Ravi Shankar Prasad ji was mentioning, he talked about secularism as a card. And when they talk about minority communities, they compare them to puppies. Secularism is a fundamental ethos, it's the core of India. So let us not trivialize it. And let me come back to one important point here.
We're talking about leadership. Why are you moving to secularism very comfortably? Are you uncomfortable with talking about leadership? Mr. Kesavan, each time anybody talks about leadership, you take sucker under secularism. We'll talk about secularism at 10 o'clock. It seems you're on a losing wicket as far as secularism is concerned.
First, it was called the NDA, National Democratic Alliance. There is no democracy. Today, there was a news item that said that when a meeting happened on February 27th, Mr. Advani had said, somebody remarked that Rahul ji has said, Mr. Narendra Modi is making it a one-man show. When they said they should counter it, Advani ji had said, Rahul ji is right. So, National Democratic Alliance, by forcing Mr. Modi, has become National Development Alliance, which they touted to be. I want you to give me a minute to just explain and puncture this National Development Alliance. And they say that they want to replicate Gujarat's model in India. I want you to go to September 16th, where a 2-bench High Court headed by Bhaskar Bhattacharya, the Chief Justice of Gujarat, and Mr. J.D. Pardiwala said 90% of the roads in Gujarat, Ahmedabad, are not even functional. Is this the growth story you want to replicate? Let me give you one more example. There is this, it is a very good development. There was this gentleman called Chinubai Gohil.
And what about the scams of this week? What about the scams of this week? And let me show the picture of the day. Let me show the picture of the day. Let's see if the Congress representative has a response to the picture of the day. And ladies and gentlemen, the political picture of the day. Pawan Verma, welcome. Gaurav Bhatia, welcome. I think the political picture of the day is, without doubt, the picture of, you know, the great warmth shown between Ashok Chavan and Rahul Gandhi. That picture must not be missed. Don't shake your head out there. I know it embarrasses you deeply, Mr. Kesavan. I know you have no response. I know when I will show those pictures out there, which I will do in just a minute, it will remind you of what Rahul Gandhi had said. What had Rahul Gandhi said about Ashok Chavan? We will take action. What did Rahul Gandhi promise? We will bring forth a new kind of the Congress party. We will act against Ashok Chavan. I don't agree against the protection the state government is giving to Ashok Chavan. And where does it all land up? Gaurav Bhatia, where does it land up? It lands in this moment. Can you tell Mr. Kesavan what in your view? Okay, Mr. Naresh Gujral is coming in. Yes, Mr. Gujral.
Will you also show pictures of congressmen massacring Sikhs on the streets of Delhi? That is what they mean by secularism. I hope you will also show those pictures.
Why don't you show a picture with Yedurappa coming back?
Why? Gaurav Bhatia, yes.
Yeah, I think, Arnab, the earlier debate also highlighted a grave concern for the nation. And I think, yeah, these two parties, the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, which offer themselves as an alternate to the nation, have failed miserably. And I think terms like hooliganism, Gundaism is so very evident in their deeds now. The frustration is out in the open. And now another height of hypocrisy is that somebody in the Congress who is supposedly leading from the front and trying to set an example, but he doesn't set an example when it comes to actually taking action. He is in fact seen with these people, and these very parties then come out in the open and they preach lessons of harmony, of, you know, anti-corruption crusaders. Where are these leaders now? Is Mr. Kejriwal today not answerable to tell the nation why his workers are indulging in such hooligan acts? I think this is the time when he should come and voice his opinion. I think, you know, it is a very unfortunate day when BJP as well as Aam Aadmi Party as well as the Congress are indulging in such deeds, which is shaking the very confidence in them.
Up by his father yesterday. You're not in a strong position to talk about leadership in any case, the Samajwadi Party, but I don't necessarily want to just put you in a weak spot on that. As far as leadership is concerned, it is
definitely are, and
Samajwadi Party up to the point
it is unfortunate
where the chief minister has to be pulled up by his father almost like an errant child is.
Please bear with me.
I'm not balancing out here. I'm just telling you the facts.
Please bear with me.
Pawan Verma, what do the pictures of Rahul Gandhi with Ashok Chavan indicate as far as the whole leadership issue is concerned?
I am aware of the facts. But allow me to complete myself. The only thing that I want to say is that there are issues related to Samajwadi Party and we discuss them. But then when there are other issues that are shown on your television, I think we are entitled to speak about those parties and their true colors. At that time, you getting another ancillary issue which has been discussed earlier is not being fair to my party. So today I think, you know, we should discuss what has been shown on your screen.
Which issue? You want to go back to the Kejriwal?
You've invited and I've discussed those issues.
Okay, so you want to go back to the Kejriwal? No, so you want to go back to the Kejriwal BJP fight?
Yes, I want to go back to them.
But you want to talk about
I want to go back to them because they are showing their true colors tonight. They have shown how they have behaved like goons, and I think now from now onwards, the harsh language that you use for the Samajwadi Party, beating
up doctors and indulging in complete Gundaism in Uttar Pradesh.
Hear me out.
Anyway, let the BJP respond. I think your question is aimed at the BJP. I think your question is clearly aimed at the BJP, and I'll give them a chance to respond because you asked them
the very same harsh words.
So Gaurav Bhatia goes back to today's incident and basically puts the focus back on you. Piyush Goyal, your response to him?
It's not a focus on me. It's either a focus on the anarchy of the Aam Aadmi Party or the rules of model code of conduct, which I think apply to all parties uniformly. We respect the Election Commission and our democratic system. If Samajwadi Party does not respect it, let them answer for it. But clearly today the Aam Aadmi Party exceeded all limits of decency. They have attacked our office with stones and pelted our young girls and women leaders who were inside. I think it's time now for the nation to sit back and see the kind of leadership that all these parties are throwing before the people. You have on the one hand an immature leader. So you have a leader who refuses to become a leader.
So
you have a leader who says he believes in ideas.
No, going back to the issue.
Of program.
So fine. So we
judge them. You should judge them.
You have a set of leaders who want to create some
party,
which
and
is
you
by
should
itself
condemn
a
in the
failed
strongest
front.
words possible.
And you have only one tall leader.
That's the only request I'm making.
Mr. Narendra Modi, who provides vision to the country.
If we are going to talk about leadership, let's be frank. Mehboob Beg, why does Sharad Pawar think Rahul Gandhi is a weak leader? Why does Sharad Pawar think Rahul Gandhi is a weak leader? Will this not impact even your party, Mr. Beg?
You asked that question to Sharad Pawar, not to Mehboob Beg, who belongs to National Conference. I can tell you anything you...
He's an ally of the Congress, and so are you.
Of course,
Look how you're dodging it.
I can answer for my own party,
clearly,
but I can't answer for his party.
Clearly dodging it. So why can't you answer it? You have any doubts on Rahul Gandhi's leadership?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So Rahul Gandhi is a strong leader?
Of course. What is the problem? Because Arnab, the problem is that
why was he described as a weak leader by the NCP?
Gone on the counting day and you have come out with the results.
No, I haven't, but I'm keeping in mind the fact that you also presumably agree.
Having parliamentary democracy, we haven't changed to presidential form of democracy. And I remember way back in 80...
Yeah, but there are doubts over Rahul Gandhi's ability to lead as the Prime Minister within the UPA ranks.
Abundantly clear, Arnab. He has said that we are going to elect MPs and MPs will then elect the Prime Minister. That's how things are done in our
That's a theoretical line. It makes no difference. That's a theoretical line. That's a theoretical line. Look how you dodged the question. Look, Mr. Kesavan, your ally dodged the question on leadership.
Presidential form of democracy.
But the issue you can't dodge is this. You talk about leadership and come back to Rahulji. But today, the way the BJP and the AAP behave reflects
we don't want presidential form of democracy. How come we are here to talk about personality cult? This is dangerous not only for the BJP but for the entire country.
No, what is dangerous? What is dangerous? Sharad Pawar said, Pawan Verma, Sharad Pawar said on December 9th, Sharad Pawar said people need strong, decisive and result-oriented leaders. They do not want,
one individual, and they have...
Sharad Pawar said people do not want weak leaders. Who was he talking about? Who was he talking about? Sharad Pawar said, Pawan Verma, people do not want weak leaders. People want decisive leaders. Who are the weak leaders he was talking about?
No, Arnab, once again, I must join Mr. Mehboob Beg by saying that a question must be asked to Sharad Pawar. But I want to make a comment on weak and strong leaders. Obviously, the country doesn't want weak leaders. But obviously, the country wants to define what is meant by a strong leader. A strong leader who rides roughshod over democratic niceties, who builds a personality cult around himself, who has a will to power irrespective of what the consequences are for the nation, is not the kind of strong leader we want. We want a focused, decisive, democratic, secular leader in this country. So this debate, it cannot be talked about in abstract.
Like Nitish Kumar.
The other question I want to ask, I didn't name him, Arnab, you did. The second question I want to ask is, what are we debating today? Are we still talking about what happened between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, or has the subject changed?
Well, we move. 1 second. We can debate that if you have a point of view on it. You can certainly express your point of view on it, because I think what has happened today is not divorced from the fact that today the national elections were announced. However, I do not want to spend the entire time on the Newshour debating that, because these hooligans do not deserve more than required time even on the national media, and I want to underline that fact. No, I wanted to underline that fact that we are discussing leadership today. And look here, Pawan Verma, an excellent debater like you, a person gifted with words, very carefully ducks the question on whether you think Rahul Gandhi is a strong leader.